Once upon a time in the early lands of the internet and really pre Web 2 world, it was still very much a Web 1 world, there was a file sharing service, which you may remember the name of if you had been on the interwebs in the 2003 to 2010 era, called LimeWire. Well, LimeWire came up against all kinds of legal troubles because of their um, uh, predication for predication. Is that a word? I don't know. Travis, is that a word?
It sounds like a
Predication,
word. It's yeah.
predilection, because of file sharing, and ended up having to shut down. But they're back in the Web3 world with open music and entertainment marketplace. LimeWire.com. And welcome to the Nifty Show, by the way. Travis, it's been a couple weeks, hasn't it?
It has been a bit, but you know what? There's always stuff going on out there in the space. So always great to see your smiling face there, Mr. Joel Comm.
I'm smiling, and the smiling face next to us is the COO of the new LimeWire. His name is Marcus Feistl. Marcus, welcome to the Nifty Show, sir.
Hi, Joel. Hi, Travis. Nice to meet you guys. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, so anytime, we see something old new again, it warms the cockles of our heart because we're internet OGs and we've seen, the sites come and go. We're old enough to remember Napster and Friendster and LimeWire and MySpace.
Kazaa and all of those things. Those are
Oh yeah. The list goes on. So this is, a Web3 world right now, and the spirit of LimeWire was always this kind of open, platform, right? File sharing. But explain to us in short what happened to that team then.
Yes, I mean you briefly mentioned it at the beginning. Now, I think the like a lot of us, a lot of the especially Web3 equipped users nowadays, they are really very familiar with LimeWire because it pretty much paved the way for a lot of things we're doing today in the Web3 world as well, right? That peer-to-peer principle is pretty much a lot what the crypto and NFT world is about. So they were pretty early at that point in time, in my opinion, and I think that's exactly the type of nostalgia and user base we are tapping into right now as well. So the LimeWire back in the day, as you just said before, was a file sharing peer-to-peer music platform. Also for me personally, like the first platform where I really got lots of music downloads and got used to the music world, and figured out like all the various kinds of genres I wanted to listen into. They had to shut down in 2011 aroundish, I think, due to the controversy with the music and label industry that they couldn't really cope with. And we are now a completely new entity, new team with a new concept, but with the same brand behind it. So it's the same domain that we got hold of. It's the same social media accounts. It's the same brand name that we are using. And we're trying to bring that nostalgia and that mainstream brand now into the Web3, really focusing on music NFTs and entertainment NFTs as such.
that really seems to be part of an interesting challenge for you guys. Is that you guys are snagging an old school internet property, right? And then it comes with all the internet social media sites. Like that had to be kind of a challenge to reach out to each individual company and be like, all right, we're LimeWire now. We've acquired the assets. We need you to reset our password. Can you do that for like how long did all of that administrative stuff take? That had to take forever.
Yeah, really a couple of months actually. So we started pretty early last year already. We got hold of the domain first, and all the assets were also scattered among different people. So the domain was with a former employee of the old LimeWire. Social media accounts were with completely different people again. So that really took quite some time. But to be honest, I think it was completely worthwhile. I think the just like having that brand image and being able to translate that and transform it into the Web3 world today, and especially since there's such a big overlap in those two communities, like people that used to use LimeWire back in the day and users of the Web3 space today, I think that's just a super interesting project to work on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's limewire.com, as you would expect, but it's a whole new site. Explore, collect, and trade unique digital collectibles. And you guys kind of kicked this off with LimeWire Originals. You did an NFT drop, and let's talk about what this drop was.
Yeah, so that's really the first and probably also only collection where we as LimeWire are pretty much the creator as well. It will be a collection of 10,000 unique NFT avatars. We did our first batch of 1,000 pieces now. We will always mint them in batches together with certain events that we are organizing and that are happening. And the idea is really of the originals to gather a group of people that are interested in the music space and also in the NFT and crypto space, and have a very unique community. And that especially paired with a lot of real life utility and platform utility around that collection. So for instance, we are also throwing frequent parties, the LimeWire Original parties. We just had one, I think like 6 or 7 weeks back in New York as a kickoff party where all the original holders were invited with free entrance and an open bar. We just recently partnered with Ushuaia and Hai. Those are the biggest two clubs in Ibiza, where LimeWire Original holders also got invited to the kickoff party and now actually can access Ushuaia and Hai as a guest list offering for the rest of the season. So really trying to connect it to music, real life perks as well, and bringing those people together as like music and NFT enthusiasts.
I love those.
Travis, this is mine, Trav. This is the guy that I minted right here.
Oh yeah, that's great. My guy kind of looks like Eddie Vedder. So I actually went in. Somebody had an original. I went in and bought an original from them, and then which looks like Eddie Vedder, which is like kind of reminds me of how I looked back in those days. And then I got one from the original affiliate thing because I signed up. I don't know. I referred 35, 40 people to LimeWire. Whenever you guys were going through that process, which enabled me to be one of the top 10,000, which enabled the minting and all that stuff. How did that go? Like, how many people did you sign up that do you think that were actual legitimate? Because it would seem to me that it looked to me like a lot of people could probably fake, referring people through different emails. I referred real people, but afterwards, after I kept getting bumped down, it's like I've already recommended 36 people this, and I'm like in 9,000th place. There's no way. That's bullshit. There's some people that are using this as spam or whatever, but how many real people do you think you got on that affiliate list? Because it was a ton. That was one of the best Web3 sort of, email launches that I've ever seen.
Yeah, like it went pretty viral, definitely. So the list exploded quite quickly, especially also mainstream media picked up the LimeWire is coming back slogan that we had a couple of months back, I think in March when we did the campaign. So coverage was really amazing. And yes, you're completely right. I mean, the email list really blew up massively within like a couple of days only. We had a couple of million signups. Obviously, we had to clean up the list quite a bit and had a couple of people trying to abuse it, creating different emails because they wanted to get hold of the free NFTs and also of the originals, which was a perk of the first users that came to the platform. But after massively cleaning up the list, we still had in the low 7 digits email signups for the wait list, which is quite cool. I mean, for us, it's amazing because it definitely proves the point that this brand and just the brand recognition is so big also in the music space that we can probably translate it towards the NFT and Web3 space, hopefully quite easily, yeah.
And you are selling music, right? So I see here you've got H, which looks to me like AH, and being old and out of touch, I don't know who this is, but I'm sure he's H. I'm sure he's a big name. So like artists who come
It's
to
right
you,
before BH. It's AH.
I mean, he's collaborated with Ed Sheeran and Ashanti. So, and that was funny, Travis. I just moving on here. A nod to the little joke that Travis made. So here's this guy. This thing is going live. And what is it that's going to be for sale?
Yeah, so definitely it's also music. It really depends on the artist, what the NFT content is. That is very diverse, can be very different. In the case of Age, it's actually super interesting collection going live today on Thursday. It's 2 collections. The one is he's just launching his debut album, which is like the first album he's ever releasing, close to home. And on LimeWire you can get the album as a physical CD or vinyl shipped to your home, together paired with a limited edition cover image, which was designed also in collaboration with Age. and there's only 250 pieces of the CD and of the vinyl, and that paired with an NFT, which is also the limited edition cover image. And what you're showing here is actually the mystery box. That's the second collection, which is super amazing in my opinion, because it's 16 different NFT trade cards. These are also designed completely individually, only available on LimeWire. Every card stands for one of the songs on the album. And as part of the mystery box, there will be 46 lucky winners, which actually win a physical experience together with Age. So that could be, for instance, VIP access for all his concerts for the rest of the life of the NFT holder, which is super interesting, pairing these Web3 and NFT collectibles with real life experiences and physical experiences with the artist.
So I'm seeing a lot of different people sort of launching things on here right now. Like, for example, there's somebody named Serena who is launching one. There's some that are $50, some that are $100 ballpark. That person has a significant amount of different ones out there, it looks like. I'm scrolling down, Serena. Then I see NFX. I see some other ones. So this looks, I see El Bandy Music and Fame, Fayella. So it looks like people are able now to go ahead. If you're a musician, is that the criteria? Is that you got to be a verified creator to do that? You got to be a musician. Can you be another kind of creator, or only music?
So for the music, at the moment, we're really striving for content which is somehow music related. So it doesn't necessarily have to be music files. For many artists, it's also quite complicated due to label deals to do actual music, which is why I would assume like half of the artists on the platform are also doing different sorts of art projects, which are not necessarily music files. But the idea is really to be somewhat related to the music space. And every artist, we have a self-service platform where a lot of artists go through the process of setting up their own NFT projects. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. You can select different kinds of drop structures and prices. But everybody has to go through the curation process. So there's no single NFT collection which just goes live without us checking the content and the setup of the collection, which is really also the idea of making it or bringing it to the mainstream and solving a lot of problems that many of the big platforms have as well, which is purely curated content sometimes, which is often results in fraud cases or in cases where the content isn't just really valuable enough for the users. So that's something that every artist has to go through with their collection.
So I'm looking at the Soulja Boy song that's on here. Is the song called LimeWire? Is that actual?
Yes.
You wrote a song called LimeWire. Okay. And so there's 10,000 of these editions, and people can go buy it basically for $2.50 or so. Is this it's like one song and it's the same NFT for everybody?
Yes, exactly. So in this case, it's a multiple edition collection. So it's the same song, it's the same image, the same NFT for everybody. There's 10,000 pieces, so limited to 10,000 items. That was actually at the beginning part of the free giveaway of the 10,000 list, where you also made it to, that people could claim when they were on the top 10,000 inviters of the email challenge when we relaunched. And now it's trading on the secondary market. It's a quite fun story, actually. We were in contact with Soulja Boy quite early on already, because obviously there's like a huge overlap between like LimeWire and Soulja Boy and the history between the two. And he actually made a song which is called LimeWire. It's a brand new song actually, which we got hold of and attached to this NFT collection here, which is really a rare item because only 10,000 people will be able to hold it and own it.
Yeah, it's fascinating when you're looking at this stuff here, like Soulja Boy. It looks like over 3,000 of them have sold. It's got a low floor price, so it's not has a whole lot of volume. But it looks like you guys are sort of ramping up. And so, as you guys mentioned, that you are sort of reviving the brand. There's new people who are behind it. How big is the new LimeWire right now? Like, and then did you guys get VC funding for this? Or you guys just kind of self-funding it? Like, how's the structure set up? Because I think that's fascinating for a lot of people to think about.
Yeah, very good point, actually. So we started really the entity completely from scratch. It's not affiliated to the initial LimeWire entity at all. Our two founders, Paul and Julian, they founded a couple of tech startups beforehand and really pre-funded a lot of the initial phase of the wrap-up phase and also acquiring the brand assets of the initial LimeWire. We then did a private token sale, so our own token, the LMWR token, will also become available in the next months in the foreseeable future. We did a private token sale already, where we raised around 10 million USD with a couple of big names on the cap table, like Crypto.com, for instance, or Kraken Ventures that also invested. So pretty well known names in the NFT and crypto space.
Arrington Capital looks like Michael Arrington. He's big in the space.
Exactly.
So is LMWR, that's your token, is it available for other folks to go in and buy some of that? If not, if yes, cool. If not, when can we go out and acquire some of those?
It's not available yet. We're literally preparing the public token sale, so to make it available for pretty much everybody in our community as soon as possible. So working on it right now. I can't really commit to anything in terms of timeline as of now, but it shouldn't be too long. So the idea is really to launch the token pretty soon and then tie it into the platform as neatly as possible, so that obviously the community can also benefit from the success of the LimeWire platform.
Very nice. Well, again, it's always great to see an old property reignited for the new Web3 world. LimeWire events, LMWR tokens, NFT drops, music. It's all good stuff. And Marcus, we wish you the best with it. LimeWire.com, gang. That's where you want to go.
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to go to Ibiza again, because I have been to High Ibiza and I've been to Ushuaia. Ushuaia was one of the coolest clubs that I've ever been to, because it's like an outdoor pool thing, and then there's these DJs playing there. So I have 2 of the originals. So that means that I could bring one guest, or does that mean that I can bring 3 people?
For every original, you plus a guest. You can just pretty much email us. You should have received an email already, or about to, where you can actually see how the process is. So that's pretty straightforward. Yeah.
I love those real world things, Joel, where you can actually, you got an NFT and that gives you an experience somewhere else. Because seriously, to go to Ushuaia, that's like $60 or $80, and to go to High Ibiza, that's $100. And I know that to go and buy some alcohol was like $20 a thing. It's expensive to go in some of these clubs, but these clubs are spectacular. The visuals on the inside of these things are amazing.
If I know you, Travis, you went to High Ibiza high.
I was not high, although there was lots of people trying to sell me drugs there. But awesome. They did not look good enough.
All right, Marcus, appreciate you. Thanks for coming on today, man. We're going to be keeping our eyes on the LimeWires.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, Travis, who's next? What's the next brand that we're going to see reinvigorate? Do you think Friendster will make a comeback?
I don't know. But I've always thought that LimeWire should have used that Motley Crue song, I'm a LimeWire, because I'm a Lime, LimeWire. I'm actually going to that concert in Houston here in a couple of weeks with my daughter again. Went to the one in Kansas City, now going to the one in Houston, because we like experiences over here.
Well, and we like to support, so I just deposited a little bit of ETH here into my LimeWire account, and for $2.60, I can go ahead and buy this thing right now. It's going to convert it into USDC, and I'm going to own one of these 10,000 Soulja Boy LimeWire songs.
Yeah. And imagine as more great bands and musicians start coming out on this platform, that's when it's going to really start to see, it's big push. It would seem to me like you get some really big artists on there. Soulja Boy's cool. That's 2007. People are nostalgic for him. But when you start getting into some new, artists and they start launching things and stuff, I think it could gain some traction. Should be interesting to watch this, the ICO or the IDO or whatever they do for their LMWR token.
Yeah. Well, Soulja Boy needs to come on the show and talk to us on Bad Crypto, because he's so deep into the stuff. Anyway, glad to be back. More good stuff coming your way. And Travis, take us home.
There you go. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, make sure to leave a review if you feel fit to do so. You thought it was good enough to your standards. And as always, I guess what? Keep it nifty.
Looking into the future, what do we see? It's lined with digital collectibles, we call them NFTs. Games, trading cards, digital art, and those crypto kitties. Joel and Zach are the hosts, you'll know. Joel and Zach say this will blow. They're locked and loaded, so ready, set, go! It's the nifty really kind of spiffy. The name